Welcome back to the Health Nutz Podcast, episode 5 in the house, joined by my co-hosts and resident genius, Steve. What's up, man?
Fitz, how we doing, brother?
How's life, man? How's life in the soccer world?
Well, I gotta practice a little soccer this week, so that's a good sign. Slowly but surely, we're getting back to normal. Hopefully, all full go by Saturday, and then maybe an opponent here in a week or so.
Beautiful.
Cross your fingers, brother.
Yeah, I know you've been under that quarantine, so I'm sure it'll be nice to get some game time in, man, for sure.
Definitely some fresh air is always good. Kind of stress relief, which is, big deal today we're talking about.
Dude, this might be like my favorite episode so far.
Whoa.
Just stress is a big deal. It's a big deal. And actually, it was probably the biggest culprit and what made me sick.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't the whiskey?
It was probably a lot of that, too. But stress didn't help.
Definitely not.
We'll get into that later, though.
We will get into that. What's new with you, man? What's been going on with you?
Oh, not a lot. Still on the cookies. Still on the cookies. I actually have some like right behind me.
What?
In a thing, Tupperware container. So
don't worry, podcast friends. I see them. I will be stealing them, just for Fitz's health, not for my personal gain here.
Right.
Just for Fitz.
They're double chocolate, vegan, and
whoa,
yeah, gluten free.
Dude, I went to Sprouts the other day because of you. I spent $60. I don't even know what I bought, man. I don't even know.
It's so easy to just buy. Every time I go there, I don't know that I've ever spent less than $50 there. Mm-hmm. And you don't think you're going in for much, but then you see something, and then like you see another thing, then your cart's full, and then you got a problem.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad that their big bulk section is like they're pre-wrapped now, so you can't just be taking like a scoop of like the honey roasted nuts and then a scoop of the chocolates, and next thing you know, you got a 15-pound bag of mystery food. Like, so I was like, okay, so I avoided that whole section. Saved me a few bucks and a few calories.
Yeah, Sprouts is legit, man. That's my spot for sure. Cool thing about Sprouts is a lot of their produce is they try to get as local as possible, so you know where a lot of it comes from. Unfortunately, places like Walmart or Target
shipped in from everywhere. Huh?
Yeah, I mean you just don't even know, man. A banana.
Is it even real food?
Yeah, seriously, it may not be.
Tastes pretty good sometimes though.
Like flavored waxed bananas probably is what they sell.
Delicious.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, crap, I got a whole bunch of bananas in my house, and I'm pretty sure they're from Walmart. I'm like,
be careful, man. I think a bunch of them got recalled.
I just throw them in smoothies, man. You can't even tell. You don't even know.
I mean, you'll probably still die, but, hey, it's good. As long as you can't taste the badness.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Probably be all right.
Yeah.
How's your rock workouts been going? Are you still on the wagon?
For sure, man. Yeah, so really the main ones I just do that chest and shoulder workout and then the leg workout. New personal trainer. Dude.
Is he killing you?
Yeah. It's the crazy thing about a personal trainer is they always find your weakness. A good personal trainer will. And that's how you know you got a good personal trainer, because they will find your weakness, and they want to find your weakness because that's what they know they need to work on. And we did these things. It's for your hammies. But it's like pretty much like a backward sit up.
Oh, he's holding your ankles and you lean forward.
Dude, I cannot. Like I get down,
and just collapse.
I collapse, dude. I can't do it. Can you do those at all?
I mean, we used to do them in college, but I haven't given it the old college try in a few years. You see those guys on the videos that'll go down and then back up like a full rep. We had a soccer girl. She's actually a personal trainer out in California now. She could do it down and back. It was pretty impressive.
So he act like it's a normal thing
to not be able to do it?
No, to do it.
What? No, I feel like it's because most people in general, their hamstrings aren't as strong.
He's jacked, so I think he's just.
Can he do it? Were you holding him? Did he try?
But he told me he can. I believe him.
I'd be like, prove it.
I believe him. Well, dude's pretty jacked. So.
Well, tell him to prove it next week because I need to know if he can do it or not.
He's gonna fire me, dude.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time you got fired by a personal trainer this week.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Third time's a charm, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You got the rock training you now, man. What more do you need than that?
Seriously. But yeah, so those things kind of tripped me out. I felt like kind of a wuss. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully in a couple weeks I'll be able to do them and just look like a badass.
Yeah, now you know. Now you know your weakness.
Yeah.
If you ever want to take Fitz out, his Achilles heel is his hammies.
Yeah.
Drop them.
Hammies are trash. What about you, man? What's going on with you?
Fitz, turns out running 40 miles in 1 week is kind of hard.
So what'd you do last week? Wasn't it like 30?
No, the week before it was 30. And then on Sunday, I finished up my 40 miles.
That's crazy.
It was like, I was pretty cool on Saturday, did like a 4 miler, like pretty chill, like casual conversation. And then come back on Sunday and was doing it by myself, and literally the longest 3 minutes of my life. But don't worry, I wasted the whole week by eating a bunch of pizza and crap on Sunday. So it's like, gosh, it's really frustrating trying to outwork this diet. It's pretty annoying.
Totally just wasted away. So I weighed myself because I didn't weigh myself for a couple weeks because I'm not gonna lie, I was like, it might be kind of bad, and I just didn't want to see the number. Because at this point, I'm not focusing on weight.
Right.
I'm focusing on muscle gain. But at the same time, I know mentally I could have an issue when I see that weight jump up. And I weighed myself a couple weeks before that. I was 187. So I immediately put on 2 pounds as soon as I stopped the weight loss. But I weighed myself last Friday and I was back down to 185.
So maybe you're just consistent. That's where you're at then. Like you talked about, like, because you didn't bounce off your diet, you just changed your regimen up a little bit. So
yeah, for sure. So that's nice. I mean, my diet is different because I'm adding more calories. The diet itself. Thanks, JoJo.
That's our guard dog.
Yeah, he's JoJo. Sorry about that. You might hear him every once in a while. He's been a little bit uppity lately. Yeah, so the neighbor is going in and out of his apartment.
He's keeping us safe, man. I feel way safer now, even though it kind of scared me when he barked.
Dude, if aliens,
I wasn't ready for it.
If aliens or Bigfoot ever try to get into my apartment, I'm good, man.
Dude, have they found Bigfoot yet?
No, they're not going to find Bigfoot.
I was just watching a few minutes of it earlier when I was in here, and I thought for sure they found him this time.
Dude, they find him every episode.
They were pretty convincing. He's like, we saw this shadow and it ran across the road, and I was like, dude, that was totally Bigfoot. At least in the recreation they did, it looked just like him. I
feel like if you find Bigfoot and you legit get legit evidence, you won't live to tell about it.
Like Bigfoot will eat you? Oh, or somebody conspiracy theory will get you?
Dude, he will freaking DDT your ass.
I thought you decided he was a herbivore. He's gonna eat vegetables. So maybe he'd be like just sitting there chilling, having a salad, and then you'd be like,
no, I'm not saying he's gonna eat you, but he's gonna slam your ass into the gravel.
Oh, yeah, I could see it.
I mean, let's be honest. If he really doesn't
survive a Bigfoot attack, we know he runs from bears and tries to climb trees on them. He's already got a bad start.
Toast. I would try to befriend him and just be like, hey, dude, here's some beef jerky. Just we cool?
No, he said he's a herbivore. He's gonna be even more pissed now.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm just toasted, man.
I'm toasted.
So much
trouble.
So before we get into the main topic.
Yeah, tell me about this crazy thing you're into, dude. What the heck?
Not that I'm into it.
You seem pretty excited about it.
I'm not excited. Let's clarify.
I'm concerned.
I'm not excited about it. This kind of hit pretty deep, man. So I do like crime documentaries. It's kind of my guilty pleasure. But yeah, this one in particular was pretty rough. So it's about a guy that him and his wife are married, and they show all these Facebook videos, and they're super happy family. They all look happy. Everything's great. One day, the mom and the daughters are missing. No one knows what's going on. He plays it off. And I apologize if this is ruining it and you haven't seen it yet. If you haven't seen it yet,
you never gave him the title, so they don't necessarily know what
I'm not going to give you the title. How about that? I just won't give you the title.
Or where you watched it.
Yeah. I just won't give you that information. But this guy, so they disappear. They're trying to look for him. All this stuff's going on. They're doing all this investigation. The dude's acting super weird. So they have a pretty good idea that something's up. They trick him into confessing. Like these, when you're, like these cops, when they're doing their psychology stuff, and they're trying to get someone to confess, they're really intelligent about it. they kind of drag you in. Like they know when you did it and when you didn't do it because he failed a polygraph like miserably. So they'll give you like a little crumb and make you think if you take this crumb, you can get away with it.
Oh yeah, get out scot-free.
So he took that crumb and then bam, they jumped on him, dude, and it was just toast from there. But he goes and he gets fit. He falls out of love with his wife. He meets this other chick. So naturally, he wants to just completely start his life over and
picks the most sane way to do it.
Yeah, seriously, by eliminating his family. Like he's a mob boss.
Wow.
It's so, and the worst part about it is it's kind of getting towards the end of the documentary, and he hasn't admitted to actually killing his 2 young daughters yet.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's rough, dude. And you think, okay, well, maybe he won't. And maybe, because he's blaming it on the wife. He's saying the wife murdered them, and then he murdered her to get back, which is a really stupid story.
Oh, geez, yeah, that's pretty...
Not very intelligent, but he goes into detail how he did it. And that's like your heart just literally just... I mean, I was teared up. I mean, it was just... Man, it was tough to watch.
I don't even know why you would watch something like that.
I don't know either, man. And it wasn't until the very end of it that you really, it sinks in and you're like, wow, this is, why did I watch this damn show?
Right. And now you just tortured our listeners.
You're right. I'm sorry, guys.
Jeez.
But and the thing is, like, why this guy, like, he goes and he gets fit and he just thinks, like, automatically he just deserves better. It's like, dude, it's not how it works, man.
That concerns me about you, Fizz, because now that you're all fit,
yeah.
Is that a weapon?
It is. I'll turn this into a weapon. How about that?
Your 25-cent water? What a deal.
Just off you because I want a better co-host. Is that your
Dang.
Oh.
I mean, shots fired, dude. That hurts my feelings.
Now you're the best co-host in the world, man. I promise.
What a sweetheart.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now that you just broke my spirits with your terrible, sad story.
Yeah.
Told me you might murder me because I suck. Man.
Yeah.
You're stressing me out.
Yeah. Here we are.
To the topic of the day.
Yeah.
Stress.
And I bring that up because it kind of leads into stress a little bit, just because the dude was apparently going through some sort of massive stress because
who knows,
he just didn't love his wife anymore. And like stress is a I mean, it's a disease in itself, man. It can lead you to do some ridiculous stuff. And so, but getting into stress. So, stress affects so many things within your health. Go ahead and tell us about it.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I'm still thinking about that crazy dude.
I know, right?
I didn't even watch
it. It threw me off.
I didn't even watch the documentary, and I'm like, man, that guy has more problems than stress. But oh my gosh, yeah. So, stress is a stressful thing. To put it bluntly, Fitz. I mean, I'm actually lost. I'm telling you, man, you threw me off, dude.
All right, well,
You tell me about stress, Fitz.
Okay, well, let's
let's
first talk about what causes stress.
Oh yeah.
So, for obviously relationships, significant others, they're going to cause a lot of stress.
Potentially, yeah.
Friends, family, they shouldn't cause stress, but they do. Depends on your relationships with those friends and family.
Right.
If you lose a job, or just your job in general, work in general causes loads of stress.
I like to pretend like mine doesn't, but these are some stressful times.
Yeah. Obviously with COVID, I
don't even like using the word. It makes me so mad.
Yeah. Money, finances, that stuff is going to cause a ton of stress. Your health, just sitting at home and knowing that you should probably be working out instead of like laying on your couch watching Bigfoot, finding Bigfoot. That can stress you out.
But if you go work out and they find him when you're gone, you're going to be pretty upset.
Yeah, you're going to be pretty pissed. I would be super pissed. It
was a live episode. They didn't let you.
And you'll never be able to see it again.
It was ran one time.
Just a one-time episode. Marriage, divorce, just stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of things out there that cause stress. So for you, talk about what is your biggest stressor.
I just don't believe in stress. No, I'm just joking. I just take it, bottle it up, shove it deep down inside, and I'm just gonna wait for it to come back and bite me in the ass one day.
There you go, man.
I found this poll: 33% of adults report high levels of stress. So 1 in 3 people, which means probably me or you are a stressed person. Me personally, though, I got a lot of areas of stress that, varying levels of it. I try not to let things get the best of me. I try to have a pretty good outlook. When I owned a house, like, it was really cool. I was like, oh, I own a house. I'm a homeowner. But like paying mortgage and bills, and then like being irresponsible with my money led to like credit card debt. So that was actually a pretty huge stress in my life for, 10 years, even though it was really cool to say I was a homeowner. But like this summer, I just sold my house, paid off all my debt, and I have money in the bank, and I'm kind of just chilling now. And it's actually like, I didn't realize it was a stressor now until it's absolutely gone. And I got a fresh start. And so that would probably have been my biggest one. And then just with like with my career, normally just the normal stress of just getting ready for a game. But I like that stress. I don't think that's like stuff that's going to hinder me as a person. I kind of thrive on that. But just this year with the COVID, with in and out of practices, our game schedule's messed up, making sure that, I know I'm stressed out as the coach, but like, I know my girls are like way stressed out trying to manage classes and the uncertainty. I feel bad for them. That's why I think I like with that, we're back in soccer again now. Cause it's like, we'll talk more about, how to lessen it and stuff like that. But man, getting those endorphins going, getting a sweat, it's so good to see. And everybody seems a lot more like bubblier this week than they were last week when we were like locked up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's crazy how much other people's stress can affect your stress levels too.
Right.
It's insane. But yeah, with me, finances always, I think most people, with finances, it's always going to be some sort of stress, especially now with COVID going on. There's always it's just the uncertainty, not knowing if you're going to have a job, tomorrow, or what's going to happen. So there's always that. And then just paying bills, just the same old dumb bills. And on the other side of it, like, it's interesting that you bring up that your home, being a homeowner and paying that mortgage was such a stressor for you, because living in an apartment and paying towards nothing that I'll never own,
right,
is a bit of a stressor too, because it's like, man, if I at least was paying a mortgage, it at least would feel like I was paying towards something.
Right.
But I'm just giving my money to, some complex that,
right,
just to stay here, and a lot of it. Mm-hmm. But mortgage, I'm sure your mortgage is a lot more than what.
I don't know, brother. Not in the Midwest, man. I think I got a better deal paying for a house than I did if I would have an apartment like in Olathe or something like that, or even in Lawrence. Oh, wow. And then you get a roommate or two here and there. Then obviously like the big picture, if you had, a wife and then a kid, stuff like that, and you have 2 incomes and stuff like that, like, okay, it's a lot more realistic. But, when I was this last like 6 months, I was living by myself, and it was like, okay, how are we going to, figure this out? But yeah, that's that. Like, you hit the nail on the head though, is while we are having different levels of stress, like, it was nice that now I did get a return on it and all that money I put into it. So, if you have the means and at a younger age, yeah, I would, even if you're getting a fixer-upper, I'd get into a house because you can always flip it eventually.
Yeah, they can have those shows where people make bank off doing that, man. That's just what they do.
Yeah, I'm a fan of some of those Love It or List It shows.
Yeah, I guess.
Except for I'm an amateur podcaster, and my wife's a daycare provider, and we have a $3 million budget. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, what the? Yeah, I see like a million commercials while I'm watching Finding Bigfoot. It's actually kind of drawing me, and I'm like, maybe I might watch that.
Right.
Teach me a little something. But yeah, so stress.
I got some other stressors for you.
Okay.
Kind of, because the stuff we talked about are more, I feel like, on the surface, stuff you can just see. But
let's get deep, Steve.
We'll try, man. But internal stress. So, Fitz, are you an optimist, like an optimistic person, or are you a pessimistic person? Like, in general?
I try to be optimistic, for sure. especially after all the health stuff that I went through. But, you know, I probably fall under the pessimistic side of things, depending. It kind of depends. For sports, for KU football, obviously pessimistic.
Yeah, right, dude. You're such an optimist.
Yeah, I lie about my optimism.
Totally thought they were going to have a good game last week.
No, absolutely did not. I just say it just to get people excited.
I saw the tweet.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be more optimistic. Mm-hmm. I don't want to label myself as pessimistic because even with all the stuff going on, I'm trying to be optimistic, and I'm trying to ignore the stress of the stress.
Right.
You know, to be a more positive, happy person. So, yeah. What about yourself?
Well, I've always been called an optimist. Like people used to like my fellow coach used to make fun of me. He says I'm always looking at the positive things. But,
I would agree with that too.
Yeah, but man, you talk to me the last couple months. Like on the surface, I'm pretty chill still. But man, when if you have to sit down and have a conversation with me, I'm like, it's all bad.
I could tell last week, like just the way, like you hung your head down for a bit.
Right.
And I'm like, man, that's just not like Steve. You're not that type of person where you're just so stressed. You're just
generally I'm pretty even killed. At least I put on a good front. But yeah, like I was just, but like I said, I'm back in the practice field this week. So I'm like, you know what? We are going to play some soccer here pretty soon.
There you go.
So if you're just naturally a pessimistic person, like that could lead to some stress because you're just assuming bad's going to happen. This next one I think is huge, especially right now. The inability to accept uncertainty. And then what's more uncertain right now than anything in the world is literally our world.
Exactly.
Like between, and we're not going to get into any like politics, but between like the political landscape, you know, what's going on in the world, what's going on with this virus, you know, people's jobs, people's careers, like there is so much uncertainty the next, you know, foreseeable future. And it's just natural for us all to be at least a little bit stressed out about that.
And you can easily let that stuff just consume you, you know, and I've felt myself getting consumed by it at times. And you have to just kind of back away from it, you know, shut your phone down.
Yeah, unplug from social media.
Yeah, social media is a mess, man.
Especially if you get down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, and you just keep looking and keep diving. I mean, I had to unfollow a bunch of people just because,
right?
I mean, just the quality of their content is just not what I want to see.
You just added, I find myself being stressed out by people arguing each other on Facebook about literally any topic. Like there's this one girl that she'll post even something that's like not even a thing. And there's like the same 3 people that will just shoot in with a comment. Like they're just trying to like, just stoke the flames from 3 arguments ago.
Yeah. And
I'm like, scroll past. All right. I just can't deal with it. I don't understand like how that makes somebody like feel good about themselves to just completely demean another person's ideas.
It's their stress carrying over, man. It's if you imagine just filling up a glass of water.
It's a big glass of water.
Yeah. And the glass of water is overflowing.
And then shatters.
That water has to go somewhere, and that's where they go. They just vomit it right at those people. And it's unfortunate, but again, that's another effect of stress.
That's where I think this next one. So negative self-talk. So, I mean, I don't know exactly what the author what their perspective of that is, but like, you know, my thought of negative self-talk is, you know, 1, putting myself down constantly, or 2, things that I'm spewing out of my mouth just to be argumentative, like just negative energy in general. I don't get it.
Yeah. Negative energy can be a rabbit hole, man. You get started on it and it's hard to stop. It's like a snowball going down a mountain.
Imagine if we had an episode about negativity and we just roast each other. I guess that'd be just like our normal conversations.
Right. Seriously. Just listen to the last episode. Was it last episode? No. Episode 3.
The survival.
Yes. I feel like we roasted you. I feel like you just roasted the hell out of me.
What? I was trying to see if you were survive, Fitz.
You enjoyed watching.
You're still here, buddy. You're still here. You survived.
Yeah, I did. I fought that bear off pretty strong, man.
Damn bear.
Son of a bitch didn't have a chance.
And then the last one I got. So unrealistic expectations. So, like maybe you're not where you think you should be in life, or, I mean, you can go a lot of different routes with that, but that stresses you out. Like I should be this spot in my career, this spot with the family, this spot health wise. And you're just not there. I mean, if you need to take a step back and realize big picture and, you know, set some goals and then, go try to go chase those goals. So that's a tough one there because, I'm not a perfectionist, but like, obviously I have goals and I haven't hit very many of the ones I have a handful of goals that I've hit in my life, but it's like, dude, I have a way bigger list of things I'm still trying to do. And it's like, I got to get those knocked out before I get, before I'm out. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. And that's definitely a big one there, just because you can let yourself just get consumed by what you could have been or what you should be, and I mean, I thought I'd be a millionaire by now.
You're not a millionaire?
Not even close.
Who's paying my salary then?
I'm
for this?
Probably.
Yeah, we got those checks bouncing.
Yeah. When we're done this podcast, we have to talk about that. We have to talk about that.
Feel free to sponsor us.
My bank called me today and got some bad news for you.
He says, stop cashing all those checks.
I told you, don't cash it until Monday.
It was Monday.
Monday, December.
Okay, a couple more Mondays. All right, so we talked about some causes of stress, and obviously, you listening at home, like, I'm not trying to have you just rehash everything in your life that's stressing you out, but you can think about stuff that stresses you out.
For sure.
Sometimes it's good to write it down. I know that's one of your things to try to fix it later on, but write down what's going on in your life, and maybe then you can start a list on how to fix some of these things.
And the thing is, like, you're not going to fix it all. Stress will always be there, but these are some things that, some ideas that we have that maybe you can at least, because a lot of things you do amplifies the stress. Mm-hmm. You don't want to amplify it. If anything, you want to kind of turn that volume down a little bit, and some of these things can help you turn that volume down. It won't get rid of it. And stress is, to a point, can be healthy because it keeps you on your toes, and it's just always going to be there. So you have to accept stress at some point. You just don't want to make it worse. But
man, your long-term effects of stress, like, that stresses me out.
I know it does, right? Dude, check this out. So long-term effects, we have.
These are negative effects, by the way.
Yeah, negative.
These are not good. These are not good.
Mental health problems such as depression, anxiety, and personality disorders, cardiovascular disease, including heart disease, high blood pressure, abnormal heart rhythms, heart attacks, and stroke, obesity and other eating disorders, menstrual problems, sexual dysfunction in both men and women, skin and hair problems such as acne, psoriasis, eczema, and permanent hair loss, gastrointestinal problems such as GERD. I'm not sure what that is. I've never heard of that before. Gastritis, ulcerative I can't say that word. I should be ulcer something ative.
And you don't
colitis.
If you have any of these big words, you're probably not doing good.
No, irritable colon. That sounds really bad.
That's what people called you in high school.
Irritable. You're an irritable colon. I believe this phrase was irritable asshole, but colon.
It's more respectable.
Yeah, a nicer way to put it. But yeah, so some major health problems. So listen, stress is a problem. It's a big problem. I mean, these are serious health issues. This isn't just your typical health thing. I mean, these are things that kill you. And get this next thing will probably blow your mind. Medical research estimates nearly 90% of illness and disease are stress related.
Whoa.
90%. Let that sink in.
It's sinking. Whoa.
It's crazy. And don't think of this like, when you hear this stuff, don't be like all depressed and sad and stuff. Just open your ears and like understand just how crazy stress is and how much it can really just destroy you. I mean, realistically.
You gotta get a hold on it, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
At least some of it. I mean, some of it, like you said, some of it's good because you can use it to channel it and maybe rise above. But yeah, if you're just letting it eat away at you day in, day out. It's
about managing it, man. And we'll talk about that coming up next on, some things you can do to help turn that volume down a little bit.
Well, what are things that are turning it up though first?
Well yeah, obviously.
What's this list again? Yeah, this is because I'm looking at this list and I'm like putting check marks by things and I'm like, yeesh.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, most people are going to do these things, and that's why we bring them up, because that's why people are suffering from this, and why their stress is so much more, because they're doing these things, and it's.
It feels like in this list, once we started listening off, it's like people are doing these things that what they think are to try to relieve some of this stress.
Exactly.
Well, that's the trick. Ooh.
Yeah. So first thing on the list, drinking alcohol. So
your love,
a lot
hate,
of people,
and now bigger hate.
Yeah, I know.
With alcohol.
Yeah, I've and if you haven't heard yet, I've been sober since April 2019. No alcohol. So.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah.
I knew it was a while, man. That's pretty impressive. Dude.
Yeah, man, for sure. Not a drop. Not even a. I've had actual dreams where we talked about this, I think, last episode.
We're not bringing.
I know. I'm not going to bring it up again.
We're not bringing him back. Not the idea is fine, but I don't want to bring him back up just yet. Not every episode.
But, I've had dreams where I'm drinking and I'm like, don't do it, and then it's too late. But so alcohol, and the thing, like when I did drink, I would drink like after a stressful week. I mean, I would drink every weekend, but it was always my mindset was this was a stressful week. I'm going to drink to take some of that stress off.
Right. You deserve it. I had a tough week. I deserve a drink.
But you don't realize that it is actually amplifying. It's like turning that volume up.
Right. Well, it's a depressant, so.
Yeah. So it makes sense. So if you have a stressful week, maybe try not to drink. Maybe go work out.
Ooh, crazy.
So something to think about. Anyways, but that, we'll get into that stuff later. So bad diet, processed foods, stuff like that, going to create more stress because it creates stress on your body. And it affects you mentally, which then puts you just in that rabbit hole and that circle of just negativity. We need to
do a whole episode on processed foods.
I agree. That's a good episode.
Just because I think people realize it, but anytime you walk down any aisle of the grocery store, everything is pretty much processed.
Yeah. And so it's like what is processed,
or what isn't actually processed.
Yeah, you're right. That's a smaller list. What isn't processed?
Way smaller. Well, and then like what's actually in these processed foods, and you'll find it's so scary. So
yeah,
that's definitely on the list coming up soon because I think we need it because I want to do some bigger research because I've been doing a lot better about getting off processed foods. Like even like lunch meat, you grow up thinking, oh, lunch meat's healthy. I'll have a sandwich, but it's like, man, that stuff's packed full of sodium and God knows what.
Oh yeah.
And it's like if you can just get off of stuff like that. So yeah, say you skipped a drink that weekend, and then you you're eating cleaner foods. Like all of a sudden maybe you're seeing some of that stress kind of go away. I don't know.
And you'll start to see things clear. But so let's keep going through this list here. I won't stop at every single one. Too much sugar, again, that's just gonna get your heart rate up, and too much sugar can bring your blood pressure up too, and that creates a whole issue in itself. But that also creates more stress. Caffeine, again, that's another thing that gets your heart rate up, brings your blood pressure up. Yeah, and that's another thing.
On accident.
Other than dark chocolate, I haven't had caffeine since April 2019.
There's caffeine in dark chocolate?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I haven't even had tea, but just the only only caffeine I've had is anything in dark chocolate.
Interesting.
Which I don't have too often, but I do have some dark chocolate cookies behind me.
Oh yeah, I was like, those look pretty dark.
Yummy.
You'll be bouncing around tonight.
I'm gonna get into those. That's for sure. You like my,
that's your promo voice coming back out?
That's my sexy voice.
Dude, I was dying in your promo a couple weeks ago. I was like, is that Fitz?
Is that the fit?
The survival episode?
Yes. Hell yeah, man.
I thought for sure you spent our entire 3-year budget that doesn't even exist
just on a
voiceover, and you probably paid him like 30 or $40.
It's good that it was that good though, that you thought it was legit.
I said all I sent you back was 10 out of 10. It's pretty good.
In a world. Okay.
For the record, Fitz is not on any caffeine or drugs.
Yeah. That you know of.
Yeah.
And then also drugs, obviously, any drug that contains a stimulant. And then poor sleeping habits. This is something I still struggle with today.
Yeah, you were talking about it last week.
Yeah.
Is it any better this week?
It's really not, man. I woke up last night at 1 a.m, just bright-eyed and ready to rock.
What'd you do? Did you take advantage of the...
I made cookies.
Sounds productive.
I made cookies.
Hey.
I thought about just because I just interviewed for a new job. A lot of uncertainty as far as what the pay rate's going to be.
So you're stressing, you're saying.
So I thought about a million different scenarios.
No wonder you want to
sleeping. I went from sleeping in a gutter to
in a mansion.
So in a mansion, it's just a pretty wide range of emotions that went on last night. pretty rough. But yeah, so I did that for about 3 hours or so, and then I finally got back to sleep. And then once the dogs wake me up, that's it. Yeah,
And this next list is going to be big for you. Maybe you have to take some of your own pointers here.
You're right. I've done a lot of these things to help me get my health back to where it was, because I'm pretty certain that stress played a big part in my health. But there are a lot of things on here that I could definitely take part in. So, what are some things that can lessen stress? Seaver, tell us about some of these things.
I was just driving by on the way to your house, and you have they call it lava yoga. That's what this place is called, but a hot yoga. But yoga in general, just the poses, the stretching, obviously known pretty well. Once this whole Rona settles down, man, I'm down for just try some hot yoga to see what that's about. So yeah, that's the first one we got on the list here, and then we mentioned it in the last one about limiting your alcohol, sugar, caffeine intake. You can be like Fitz, eat your fruits and veggies.
Oh yeah.
Those are always
vegan,
important.
baby.
Vegan.
Fitz loves to tell people he's a vegan.
I'm vegan. I'm a man.
Don't
We
be
got
ashamed of your
meditation, massages. We love to work out 20 minutes a day, 3 to 5 days a week. Fitz, do you write? Are you a writer?
I am a writer, man. I used to blog for KU football, but that actually was causing more stress.
Yeah. Having to try to make up scenarios on how you guys will be good eventually.
Yeah. I got sick of it, man. So that I miss the guys that I write for, but it was just really, again, it turned into a stressor for me instead of stress relief. Now, if I was writing for a program that I wasn't a fan of, I think that would make more sense. I wouldn't be as invested in the result in the game. So I think that would be, maybe if I go down that venture again, I probably need to go that route.
Find a neutral team.
But writing, when we say write stuff down, I mean write stuff down about like how you're feeling. And
yeah, I wasn't trying to bring up KU and stress you out again, buddy.
No, you're right. But you asked if I write, and that's what that came out of my mouth.
Right.
But yeah, so write about just stuff, man. I know back in the day, man, I used to write some stuff. Some raps.
I'm a big oh geez.
Oh yeah. You want me to rap? You want me to go right now? I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna go.
I was like, how many mom jokes are you gonna make? And she's gonna listen today, and she's gonna be so pissed.
I have never in my life ever made a joke about Patty.
She just heard that.
No, I didn't say.
I know. I'm just saying she's gonna listen though. But so
I love Patty. What, dude? I'm not saying anything wrong.
I didn't say you were, Fitz. You're just a habitual line stepper is all. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna move on. Because I don't want to make jokes back.
Okay. All right.
But I'm a big pro-con list maker. Like if I'm making decisions in life, which I was going to probably tell you to do with what you got going on.
For sure.
Just weighing the benefits of anything. That's what I tell all my recruits too. Like go visit 3 or 4 schools, make a huge pro-con list on everything.
I'm gonna do that tonight for sure. That's a good idea.
Yeah, when you wake up at 1 a.m. instead of baking cookies, you can do a pro-con list.
Yeah, you're right. Let's hope I don't do that again. But yeah, I like that. I like that idea.
You got this next one double checked off, man. Get a dog or get 2 dogs like Fitz has. Yeah. They're only a little bit crazy.
Yeah. And I get like dogs can create a bit of stress for sure because they are expensive. But I tell you what, man, when you have a bad day and you come home and there's somebody there
and they just attack
that like greet you with all this love.
So aggressive.
It's all worth. And my dogs are very aggressive with their love. They get, especially JoJo, they get insane. Poor Seaver. Every time he walks in the door, it's just like a
mobbed.
Yeah, man. We have to like.
I'm like, it's cool, dude. We're friends. I get it, buddy. And then once he chills out, though, he's super chill.
Yeah.
He gets a little excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a good feeling, though. I've had dogs in the house and in our family and stuff too. And
yeah.
A dog's love is so great.
For sure. It's helped me. It's helped me with all my stress and it keeps me moving too. Keeps me active.
Here's what helps me get by, man. Laughter, humor, seeing like the funny side of like. I have a very all over the place sense of humor.
It really is.
I get enjoyment out of literally almost everything, and I feel bad about it deep down, but hey, keeps me smiling, man.
Yeah, and it's better to laugh at it than cry at it, right?
I mean, I'm not a crier. They say that's a good stress relief too, man. But I really struggle to cry. I've even like tried to cry.
I only cry a couple times a day.
Yeah, well, you were watching murder mysteries. Yeah, I wouldn't be crying. I would just would have turned the show off. I'd be like, okay, he did it obviously because we're watching. He's on the show. Yeah,
well, I almost did, man. I was watching with my girlfriend, and yeah, I know, right? And
said the word.
Said the word.
Said it on the podcast.
So I know.
Wasn't supposed to say it on the podcast. He said dropped the not her the line on the podcast.
But we were watching and she was legit. I felt bad. She was legit crying, and I was tearing up. But like, I got to be that strong man. Like, I can't. I held back the tears. If I'd have been by myself, it would have been pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie, because the way the dude was explaining it.
No, don't. We don't.
Know.
No,
it was sick. So, anyways.
Yeah, no, don't.
Why do we keep going back to this?
Well, I didn't.
We talked enough about it. I didn't know you were going
to start talking about that, but yeah, that's. Oh,
no more.
That's deep hits.
It threw us off like once before.
Yeah, seriously. You like cut to me, and I'm like,
I was like, I can't even think right now. I'm like imagining this shit.
I was like, Fitz, I'm reading your topic here, and I'm like, I don't know.
I can't. Like, nothing came out. Like, nothing would come out.
So I got some. So I got some other ideas here.
Okay.
We're gonna get deep again, man. So, ways to lessen your own stress. Your support network is going to be huge, and we talked about how that could be. Your friends and family could be, reasons of stress.
They could also help,
but they could also help. So the key is to find the balance in there.
Keep the right ones close,
and the other ones slightly farther away.
Yeah, just enough to.
Just think Thanksgiving dinner, who gets to sit at the big kids table and who has to go sit in the other room.
There you go. That's a good way to put it. I like that.
The next one is having a sense of control. So like confidence in yourself and your ability to influence events, and then like persevere through challenges. So like, I mean, you got hit with a pretty, just being diagnosed with POTS and your whole battle. Like you could have chosen, 2 routes to go. And then for a while there, he wasn't really sure which one was the option. And then you've made some headways in your personal life and with your decision making and your food and now you've persevered and you're stronger from it. And now that's why we're sitting here just blabbing at people.
Yeah, for sure. Literally the only reason why.
Right. Your attitude and outlook. So being able to accept change, and how you handle it. And just kind of your attitude in general, like, are you, like we talked about, being pessimistic or optimistic, or are you glass half empty, glass half full? It's okay to be a little bit of both.
Our brains are getting a little bit of brain talk.
Tell me about your brain.
Our brains are like plastic. Like, you can mold it. You know what I mean? Like, you have all these like neurons like going on.
Your brain's like
Play-Doh. It really is. I can't disagree with that, unfortunately. But yeah, our brain, like, it can learn new things, and you can teach yourself to automatically, subconsciously, just think better thoughts. Mm-hmm. And you have these neurons. You can create new neurons and stuff, and basically teach your brain to go to a better place. Because a lot of times when you get into a negative pit, you're stuck there because it's just an automatic reaction. You really don't have a lot of control over it. And to stop it, you have to really stop it. You have to continuously stop your thought from happening, and you have to just try to deflect it into something else. And that's difficult, man, especially once you start going down a negative rabbit hole. It's really difficult to stop that train, man. And so if you practice things where and it sounds crazy, but affirmations, if in the morning, if you say, today's going to be a great day, or I'm strong. I had an affirmation that I would repeat to myself, and it helped quite a bit. I can't remember exactly what it is, because it was like I stopped like a year ago because I started doing better with it. But
now you just live it?
Yeah, you're right. Now I just live it. But it was something along the lines like every morning going to work, I would just say, I'm strong, I'm powerful, something, and I would just repeat that the entire drive to work. And I would repeat it the entire drive home. And it helped, man. It legit helped. Like, I definitely feel more positive than what I was. And if you say that stuff and you continue, believe it too. You got to and you got to say it out loud. This isn't something you just say in your head. You have to actually say it so your brain can, it's like you're talking to your brain. So, my neighbor upstairs is bowling, it sounds like.
I was like, Fitz, stop beating on the table. You're having a moment here, dude.
Yeah. Bro, having a moment. You're ruining it.
You just ruined it.
But seriously, though, affirmations are a huge thing. And if you just try it, and again, when you do try it, it's going to take 3 months to really probably start noticing anything. And you have to believe it and you have to be consistent with it. Do it the same time every day, multiple times a day. Give yourself, and you have to be in a place where you can focus and you can actually listen to the words that you're saying. So you can't have distractions around you, which I know driving and saying it probably wasn't the best thing, but it was in the morning. I could have driven to work with my eyes closed. So just kidding.
Don't recommend it.
LOL, JK. So, but anyways, yeah. So affirmations is a big thing I believe in. That's why I wanted to stop on that. And
No, you're good.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I'm not. I talk to myself a lot, but usually I talk to myself in my own head. So
you gotta say it out loud, man. If it's positive, if it's negative, bury that shit.
Okay. Dang it. Okay.
Yeah, bury that shit.
I'm gonna try it this week. I gotta think of something to yell at myself in the car.
Just write something down and repeat it and be consistent with it. And I'm telling you, it's going to create a new neural pathway in your brain. And your brain is going to start going to that location more often. And you're just going to feel
I'm going to be a better person.
Happy. And you're going to think I'm a genius.
I'll be like, 3 months from now, I'll be like, Fitz, you saved me, man. You saved me.
So what are some other things here?
Well, I got one more, and I think this is a good one. Because this is literally what we do every week now. So knowledge and preparation. So doing your research. So you mentioned stress, and I immediately went to just kind of your list here, financial, my job, and relationship stuff like that, and then you can think about too much eating bad food and not working out a week is going to lead to those bad results. But then when I started really diving into it to look at what causes internal stress, and then the importance of a support network. I got to see one of my buddies today that I haven't got to see in 4 months. Just met him up real quick for breakfast, gave him his birthday present, and it was dang, dude, it was just it just made for a better day. And then I got to play some soccer, and so it's just and then as I was doing my research for this, it just all kind of made sense why I was having a better day today. Is because I got some of that, I got that support network that I've been missing a little bit, and I got some fresh air. I got outside. I ate mostly good today. I had a good breakfast. But just doing your research, that's why this is why me and Fitz are even doing this. If you're still sticking around for 5 episodes, you're a freaking legend for just hanging out with us completely. We love all of you that are sticking around, being a part of this. Who knows? Maybe one day it'll grow into something big, but we're going to keep plugging away regardless because we like to do research and learn and try to expand our own minds. And so, like I said, we appreciate you guys for taking the journey with us.
For sure. And this podcast is stress relief alone for us, and I think that's what you're getting at it just to be able to do all this research on this stuff and to get it out and to learn, it takes away that stress because you're stimulating your mind.
I usually only do research on soccer stuff, so this has kind of been good to get me focused back in the health world a little bit.
Absolutely.
I was laughing because I turned the page over and had your last things on how to relieve stress, and you were talking about your Pookie, and the one was to cuddle. I was like, she probably told you to write that down.
No.
Sorry.
Although she will appreciate it.
Right.
But no, cuddling, it's legit with either with your pets or with a significant other.
Yeah, I wasn't knocking. I just thought it was just fitting.
Seaver probably cuddles with his pillows.
Yeah, they're super comfortable, man.
That's all you have to cuddle with. You sad. That was really mean. That was really mean.
I was going to make a joke, too, and I was like, Fitz is going to turn me to that dark place, man.
I'm sorry. This is about...
Hey, guess what? Now I'm more stressed out.
Yeah, I know. I've ruined you.
Actually, I tell everybody I'm a robot, dude. I don't have feelings. Is it true? That. I don't know.
I could believe that.
We don't know.
Listen to soothing music is another thing.
Breathe.
Breathing's
always good.
My watch actually tells me and alerts me when to breathe.
Seriously? Because you don't know how?
You're right.
Or to breathe more.
To breathe more. Just to take a minute when it's like breathing, like
Fitz is
deep
a cyborg.
breathing.
It tells him to breathe.
Yeah. But it tells you, the whole point is for like a minute, just breathe in and out, like deep breaths. Because like your lungs need exercise too, and to get that fresh air, not that it's necessarily fresh, but my iPhone also tells me when how fresh the air is around me too.
I don't trust it.
I don't trust you.
That's
my
You trust your Apple Watch?
Apple Watch, iWatch, whatever the hell it is, knows everything.
Yeah, I bet it does. About you. It knows everything about you.
It knows my bank account, and it's just using it to buy everything right now.
We do got some cool stuff.
Yeah. But, yeah, so those are a list of all the things, and there's so many more things out there that you can probably think of that you can do.
Whatever you like to enjoy, that's, legal, obviously.
Yeah.
Whatever you like to enjoy, though, I mean, that makes you feel better. Give it a go.
Yeah, and take these things, take a couple of them up. Whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you think you can enjoy, and add your little flavor to it, whatever. But, yeah, I mean, it's important. These things are important. It's hugely important. And the more you can turn the volume down on that stress, because like I said, I've said it probably 3 or 4 times already, it's never going away. Stress will never go away. But the more you can turn that volume down, the less it's going to affect your body physically. And that's what you want to stop. You don't want to kill yourself, because there's enough out there in this world that's killing you. Mm. Don't let it be yourself. Right. Don't let it be your stress.
Yeah, so I got a kind of a takeaway. So like it's an easy thing to think about. So get moving. So like been talking about since episode 1, exercise, even go for walks, just something, connect to others, whether it's your friends, your family, Fitz's dogs, like connect to something, engage your senses. So don't, get outside and like take deep breaths, go for a walk out in the woods and like smell nature, eat good food, like try to engage your senses. Try to relax. I know people hate hearing that. Like, hey dude, just relax. Like, I know it's not as easy as it sounds, but taking a hot bath or doing some yoga or taking an exercise or going to exercise
I am not afraid to say that I love hot baths.
Yeah, dude, I bought this Epsom salt. It's kind of a game changer.
Dude, I know it's like not really a masculine thing to like.
It's 2020, man.
but I love it.
Do you ever put Epsom salt in your bath?
No, but I do use the
bath bombs. You seem like a bath bomb guy.
Ah, yeah,
dude. You need you work out so hard and so regular. I'm telling you, man, buy a bag of Epsom salt. You can get like the like some scented ones or just regular. Your muscles are gonna appreciate you.
I'm gonna do that then for sure.
And then eat healthy. We keep talking about that. We just keep, even though Fitz is a better example of it because he's a little more mentally strong in that department. I'm mostly
those guns.
Oh god,
zoom in.
We probably just
guns,
lost.
Baby.
Yeah, you're gonna have to zoom in on this little page. But eating healthy is good, and then rest. Like, and Fitz talked about his demons with rest, sleeping properly. I'm a little bit better at it these days, but yeah, always.
I'm still battling.
I feel like I'll be excited to go to bed tonight.
And with especially lately with my sleep schedule all off, that doesn't help. But even when I did have a schedule, I still wasn't doing well. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it is eliminating those stressors before you go to bed, right, a certain amount of time, and that's what I've struggled with. But if you can cut your phone off and just put it aside, starting at like 8 o'clock, don't eat anything past 8 o'clock. Now, this depends on what time you end up going to bed. I mean, you want to give yourself about 2 or 3 hours off of these things. You should probably not watch TV past 8 o'clock, but I don't know if I'm ever going to give that up because I'm a TV freak.
Right.
Instead of watching TV, read. Those things can help. Reading can help you. That's another stress relief thing as well, reading. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're reading something that's educational, that can teach you something. It doesn't always have to teach you something, but
right.
But yeah, so I think those are some things that I really need to work on to help us. Because sleep, dude, lack of sleep can kill you itself. That's a whole other bag. But yeah, so we covered a lot here, though.
A lot of information.
Yeah, it's a lot. And a lot of it seems pretty basic. But again, going back to that stat, 90% of people, or 90% of illnesses
Come from your stress.
come from stress. So even though these things seem basic and seem common sense, obviously people aren't doing enough of these. And they're doing too much of the stuff that causes more stress or that amplifies your stress. So
Us included.
rewind again and listen to this again. You might need to listen to this episode 2 or 3 times and write stuff down, take notes.
Right.
Because this is some serious shit we're talking about. For once, we have a serious episode. We're not making fun of each other. It's weird,
You were
right?
talking mad shit earlier, Fitz.
I was. I have to, man. Your face just asked for it.
You have you've started the war, buddy. I'm just saying. Not that
Is this going to be a prank war now?
Oh my! It's a surprise. Did I hear your dog just growl at me?
Probably.
I think JoJo's like, "What's up, bro?"
Yeah. Back off my dad, bro.
Yeah, right. JoJo loves me. I don't think he would eat my face.
No,
maybe not.
Nah, he would. Anyway, so final thoughts. I know you just gave kind of a list of final thoughts. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we send these beautiful young people into the wild?
Not just like I said before, man. It's just like we appreciate everybody sticking around and hanging out with us and being along our journey here as we are, expanding our minds. And we both think we both like to talk a lot. So this is a good outlet for both of us to be able to vent and talk. And honestly, we'd love to have some feedback, man. So if any of you guys have anything you guys want to learn about that you think you would be good for us to learn, like we want to go explore some more subjects. So, if you've stuck around this far and through 5 episodes, like, we got about 30 or 40 more this year before 2020's up.
Yeah.
Give or take. Wait, that's too many.
And we
got about 15 more this year alone, and then
I can't believe it's already October, dude.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking it was like early in the spring, and I'm like, dude, it's almost Christmas.
Yeah, seriously. And that's a whole other stress too. Christmas is like a fun thing, but all right, we won't get into that. But like Christmas can cause stress.
What a great time of year, though.
I love it, dude. Decorating.
My birthday's around the same time.
Oh yeah.
Triple presents, so much fun.
Beautiful.
I mean, to give presents to give.
Yeah, so you give presents on your birthday. That makes sense.
On Jesus' birthday, not my birthday.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Yep.
I second that, though. We appreciate you guys. If you've listened to all 5 episodes, we love you.
1 million bonus points. They'll be in your inbox later.
Absolutely. If we had $1 million, we would give each of you
some of it.
Part of it.
We'd have a couple gift cards we gave out.
Yeah. But we don't have $1 million, so all we can give you is our love, which is invaluable. So
Fitz
even better.
Fitz is crying again.
I am. I cry all the time. It just happens. But some final things to end this on. Probably stuff I've already said. But stress can and will kill you if you let it. So remember that. But luckily, you can control it and how it affects you. Okay, so stress will always be there, but manage it well, and it will not consume you. Okay? Remember that. All that stuff.
Everything we said.
We love you. We don't want you to stress. We want you to be happy.
Yeah, and come back and hang out with us again next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Who knows what's on the agenda? I got some crazy ideas.
Oh, yeah. This next one, we're going to do something fun this next one, right? Yeah.
Got a few ideas.
Another Bigfoot episode.
Oh, my God. Maybe you'll finish the season by then so we quit talking about it.
I won't because
Spoiler.
It's like unlimited.
Spoiler, I'm pretty sure they don't find him.
I'm like, I know. They absolutely don't find him, but I like to see that they think they found him. Every time. They have all these
I'd rather you watch that than these
videos.
terrible murder shows. So, you know what? Keep on the Bigfoot. We'll chat about him next week.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. But thanks again, guys. We love you. Thank you for sticking around. Hopefully, after listening to this episode, you find ways to be less stressed, or at least turn that volume down a little bit, and just be happier. When you're happier, you love more, life is better. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful night, and stick around for next episode. Much love. The information provided by the Health Nutz Podcast is for general informational purposes only. All information on the Health Nutz Podcast is provided in good faith. However, we make no representation or promise of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, reliability, availability, or completeness of any information we share. We are not licensed doctors. Therefore, before making any drastic changes to your nutrition, fitness, or lifestyle, we ask that you first consult a physician. Thank you for listening to the Health Nutz Podcast. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen to your podcast and give us a rating. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Health Nutz Pod. You can also email us at healthnutzpodcast@gmail.com if you have any questions or episode suggestions.